Uja, I forgot to set the recording, but I've done that now. Let's do ours just for safety. Yeah, it should be. Okay, we should be back now. Everyone should see us, and you should be able to see the desktop, correct? And we are recording. So this is a general introduction for those of you who are not familiar. You're listening to music from the main website, which is EgyptianYoga.com. And here you'll find various articles. You can go from here to the bookstore. We have some links here. You can go to the bookstore. You can go to the internet radio program, the Blog Talk show that is run weekly. You can see various articles for free and download some free items as well as a free video. And we have some program rooms here, but I'm going to discuss that in our other website. So let's go straight to the Egyptian Mysteries, the Kemet University Egyptian Mysteries School. As a brief introduction for those of you who are coming in first time, you'll see some menu items here on the top of the page. And there's a welcome video, and that's from Saturday night. That was the first night. And that goes through this first main page that gives you an introduction to the whole program. And you can kind of see how many people online know and that kind of thing. We went through this last time, so I'm going to go through it, just showing you what is there. General introduction to the classes, but we're doing a more detailed introduction round. An introduction to how the program is set up, how the virtual school is set up, what are the components of it, and how we're communicating from all over the world right now. The summary of the three class programs that are in the system. And now we're going to, we looked at, on Monday night, we looked at course level 1, so you can go back to the video. We are making a video of this program tonight, so we will post that later on this evening also. But this is what we did from Monday, which was to go over the level 1 class, and we talked about the importance of the foundation and understanding correctly what the teaching is all about and the mysteries of the earth. What is the earth realm all about? And so we discussed about that. The books that are going to be used for the level 1 class. The basic parameters of the class. And I showed you items that are, or subject matter that are contained in the books that are going to be covered. So now let's go straight away to level 2. So there are essentially 3 courses or classrooms in this school within the Kemet University. And so we're going to do introduction to the course level 2. And the name of the course level 2 is Chetau Matanu. And Matanu means myth or mythic teaching, mythic wisdom. And those of you who have taken courses with me before or have attended the conferences you understand that the term myth is misunderstood and misapplied in modern society. When people of modern society say, "Oh, that's just a myth," that's just a myth, it means that something is not true, something that is believed, but something that is either a lie or a misconception from other people, something that you can discount. And so you know that in the original sense of the term, myth is a kind of language of the deeper self, really the astral self, your life that is beyond the physical. So we're moving from the concerns of the physical world and founded in that. We have our foundation in that, and now we can start exploring aspects of the astral world, the mental world. But we have to have our understanding what the astral plane is all about, and the mythic teaching gives us those answers. It tells us what the nature of creation is, why creation came into being, what we are doing here, who the gods and goddesses are, all these kinds of basic questions of life. What are we composed of? Aspects of our personality, and why are the gods and goddesses used as metaphors, and how are we supposed to relate to them in order to enlighten ourselves? All this is contained in the mythic wisdom teaching. Mythic wisdom teaching also, the important aspect of it is that it's able to open the mind, but also the heart. It also helps you purify feeling through a devotional understanding of the gods and goddesses, and that opens up the capacity for you to understand the wisdom behind the myth. So the prerequisites for registering for the level 2 Mysteries of Mythic Wisdom classroom are application to the temple of Shadab Neder, Kemet University, and we're going to talk about that the application probably more Friday. Friday will be the last webinar, last presentation. Or you may receive, those of you who already expressed an interest in registering for the courses, you may receive something by tomorrow that will be discussed on Friday. It's a kind of application for us to formally have a communication and to decide where the best placement is. And not just placement in the program, but also placement with the counseling that you will receive along with the program. Because the program is not just academic. You're going to have communication, direct communication also, like as we said, through the discussion program that we're setting up, as well as through the webinars, and if necessary, unnecessary, also telephone communication or through Skype. And so there's going to be actual initiatic counseling that goes along with the program as well. And in fact, that's one of the important components that's going to operate through the discussion section also, helping you to understand the wisdom. So that is in the form of a questionnaire that you'll be receiving to be returned, which will be kept private. The program is going to include the audio lecture files, the video lecture files, and ebooks. So there will be no additional expense, beyond the expense to maintain the program, which will be a kind of nominal or very small monthly fee. The summary of the Egyptian Mysteries of Mythic Wisdom online classroom. The goal of this Egyptian Mysteries of Mythic Wisdom EL2 classroom is to help those who have been introduced to the teaching of Neder to grow to understand and practice the teachings and disciplines of Shadab Neder and become qualified for aspirants capable of learning and practicing the teaching intelligently and qualifying for advancing education and practice This class is designed to be an ongoing teaching running in 1 to 2 year cycles, and then is repeated. We went through that, I think, on Saturday or Monday night. If you were to do the lessons as they are planned out, like 1 every 2 weeks, it will take you 2 years. If you do it faster than that, you can do it in a shorter time. Do it slower than that, you can take it a longer time, up to 3 or 4 years. And it also can be recurring, meaning that you can take the course again because you'll get more out of it in that way also. If you're not ready to graduate to the next level of classes. The teaching at this level will provide the experience of an in-depth study of the Assyrian resurrection myth and its psychomythic mystical wisdom, philosophy, and practice. So this level of teaching is going to also emphasize the practice aspect of the mysteries of the Shatat Neder. So Shedi is going to be an important component of starting with this classroom, not so much with level 1, although it does start there, but it's really more emphasized in level 2. This mythic wisdom study is of paramount importance because through a properly carried out mythic teaching, the psycho-spiritual aspects of the personality are first recognized as such and then understood, purified, and allowed to blossom into a mythic lifestyle that understands the process of spiritual evolution as an effect of the spiritual drum and related in the Kemetic myths. This means that the aspirant is to learn the myth and find his place as the varied aspects and characters of the myth, and thereby discover the wisdom, essence, and power of the Neteru, or gods and goddesses, cosmic forces in creation, as aspects of their very own selves. This attainment sets the stage for understanding the mysticism behind the mythic teaching that is more of a focus in level 3 studies. The EM level 3 course focuses on the language of, level 2, the language of myth and the Kemetic teaching surrounding the most important myth of ancient Egypt, the Assyrian resurrection. By learning the language of the myth itself, and taking the journey of studying the myth in an in-depth way, verse by verse, along with hieroglyphic terminologies, names, places, hekau, words of power, chants, and devotional uashu practice, the mythic wisdom is activated so as to awaken the divine feeling that is necessary to act as counterpart to the lucid intellect. With this platform, the aspirant is well poised to understand the mythic philosophy of the Kemetic Netarian mythic teaching, and thereby is also on firm seating to move towards successful spiritual practice and progress towards the coveted goal of Nehas, or enlightenment. Indeed, in Egyptian Mysteries course level 2, we will incorporate more specifically the task of applying the mythic wisdom teaching to handling the personality and interacting with other personalities and the world by understanding the nature of the soul and the basis of Kemetic psychology through understanding the mythic wisdom teaching of Shatat Neder that provides metaphorical and symbolic identifications for an aspirant to learn them to lead them towards self-mastery and self-knowledge. So this program takes the teaching learned in level 1 further. So in level 2, Egyptian Mysteries level 2, Mysteries of Myth, there are 50 lessons, or thereabouts, about 50 lessons. And as I said before, there's going to be private online discussion in a kind of blog chat program that's being set up. There's going to be also group communication, so you'll be able to to do chatting with the other members of the same level of a class, but level 2 does not really communicate with level 1 per se or level 3. All the classes are kind of set together, the communications. There will be audio assignments, there will be reading assignments, video assignments, and one group monthly meeting as a webinar. But the webinar will be more of an interactive. It won't be just myself speaking. There'll be more communication between everyone. And also Q&A. And the meetings, as I said before, there's going to be emphasis on Q&A as well as a Ashby practice. And this, in summary, is what I just discussed. There's going to be video assignments, viewing a selected video. Like I said, they're included in the lessons. And there are also going to be some audio lectures for you to review. There will be questions. And then you will be posting those. You'll be getting feedback on what you've posted, what your understanding is. And further insights will likely be given as well on top of that. Just on the group meetings, the objective to help promote general understanding of the philosophy, to have discussions on the reading, seeding in the Shedi disciplines, Q&A, the daily chants, and meditation practice. And here there's a section on the right hand of the screen where you can see we're talking about the duties of the aspirant. At this level, it is also important for the aspirant to, along with the studies, you cannot just study the teaching, even in that kind of format, and not do the Shedi disciplines. Shedi disciplines are your daily worship practices, the recitation of the Unitarian Creed, the Great Truths, a little bit of practice of devotional worship, meditation, a little bit of postures, and doing these things, even starting out at 5-10 minutes of your day, that will set the tone and will be like a seed for your spiritual practices. Digital Mysteries Mythic Wisdom Classroom. Aspirants will complete the following: attend one monthly online group classroom session webinar, complete assigned book readings or audio listening or video viewing lecture, and complete the assignments given for each lesson. Interact with another student's comments online once per week, if available. Receive, reflect on, and respond to the feedback offered by the teacher. And working at one's pace, we have discussed that before, and I just discussed it again now, that you can, we have to set the program on some kind of structure, but it's flexible. So it's based on, the time that's stated is based on doing one lesson every fortnight, every 2 weeks. If you do one lesson, say, per week, then you'll complete it in half time. If you do, take longer than that, they'll take longer. But it's up to you. There's not a kind of program that is like a set time, like a set quarter, and you have to finish by a certain date. It's up to you. And as long as you want to stay registered in the program, it's up to you to take the time that you need. Now here is the class textbook that will be used for the program. And like I say, some of this, there may be some additions, maybe some little changes, but this is essentially how the course is being set up as of now. And this is the table of contents from the African Religion Volume 4, the Assyrian Theology. So what it means is that you're going to get the ebook, and you're going to get all the audio and video tapes related in the program. And essentially the African Religion Volume 4 book is a book that goes through the verses, verse by verse, of the mythic teaching. It puts it all kind of together. The resurrection teaching coming from the creation, how Asar came into being, and his story, which actually is a story of a group of gods and goddesses. And a prominent one is the goddess Aset, or Isis, and Heru. So, but there are many others involved, and understanding this is a kind of key to understanding the mysteries of life. So it's extremely important, and it's the most popular myth in ancient Egypt and ancient Kemet. Now here is, as I presented for level 1 last time, this is a lesson plan as it's currently set up. And so the green sections here on the far left is the number of the lesson. And the green sections is for the audio lectures and your assignment for those, the questions that you answer for those. The blue section has the video to be viewed. And the purple section has the book and the section of text that is to be read. Now, for instance, in this particular lesson, there's only audio. There's no video or text to read. But in more of the lessons, you will have more work or combination of work to do, more than in the level 1. So in level 2, you are basically capable, and you are saying that you want to be more intensive with the teachings. But this intensiveness, I would consider this as to be intermediate, to be like an average of what should be. And level 3 is a little more intense in other ways. So you can go through this in more detail later on when you get off here. One other thing I wanted to point out, as you see here, there are some comments. And I think it's very important for you to go to the website, egyptianmysteries.org, and look at the comments and my answers to the comments and questions, because they offer more insight into some questions that you may be having also. So on each of the pages, the main page, the EM level 1 page, you'll find different, and there are several questions that have been asked, and several comments, and several answers to those. You can see here on the right, the recent ones, but there are much more than those in there now. Okay, so a couple of more things I want to go over, and then open up for questions, and then we can conclude. One thing that has been added also, an additional page, is the Shetty page. This is not going to be the final form. This is it's like an introductory section to that. The Shetty room, there will be a Shetty room, and I noticed in those of you who asked, when we asked the registration question, the survey question, many of you wanted to have more consistency in your practice, and you want preceptorship, you want to have good guidance, and so on and so forth. So I think that is what we are attempting to set up with this Shetty room, but also it's going to be set up so that you can come in at any time. But we're also studying the idea of having like some kind of a live regular program that can join as a group, or with us, or you're part of the time with us, or so that how it can be managed. One I'm looking at is that some of you are in different countries, so the timing is different. For the Western United States, the Eastern, Europe, Africa, South America, different things. So we're looking at and Australia. So we're looking at different issues, Hawaii, these kinds of things. So hopefully we'll be able to make an announcement, a more specific announcement on that on Friday. But that's what we're thinking about as far as that's concerned. And we may have another survey question to you also for, so we can hone down what will be best useful to everyone and what is within our capacity to provide. So in this room, you'll be getting the ebook for the devotional worship. You'll have videos. Actually, here there are 3 videos in here for the morning, noon, and evening worship. And there's a glorious light meditation here. You'll get the books for those as well, and a little bit of postures. We may have a different video here, something more elementary for everyone to partake in, because some may be at different levels of the practice. But we have this one here now. Like I said, this is not the final version of what this page is going to be. But part of the program, especially beginning at level 2, is that you're going to be asked to have a journal and keep a journal of when you're doing the Shady practices, essentially the devotion, the meditation, and the postures. And this is what we call your formal meditation practice, your formal Shady practice. When you're not doing your formal, part of the formal is the wisdom teaching, and that is being provided by the program as a whole. And when you're not doing these things, when you're in the world, when you're working, when you're interacting with other people, you're supposed to be working on keeping an informal practice at that time. Like, you're not just going to come here and look into wisdom and be ethical, and then you're going to go into the world and do something else, or be worldly or unethical and that kind of thing. So that's what we're looking at there. Something to be dynamic and to help rally everyone's energies. It's interesting that there has been empirical evidence now, tests that have been run on practice of meditation that show that people meditating in a group can actually have an effect on physical matter, non-local physical matter, and I'll talk about that, perhaps more later on. And also, of course, there's more evidence showing that when meditation is practiced, that the incidence of heart attacks goes down by 50%. By meditating 20 minutes and rhythmic breathing, along with chant. This is what this latest study showed. So, we're going to incorporate, the same teaching that we have, but harnessing and allowing everyone to be drawn into those energies, because you can be distracted. You know that what I'm talking about. You're distracted and you're in the world. You're trying to study the teaching, but you're kind of lost, and then you come back to it. So we're trying to not just put together a program that you can come and read and study some things, but also something that you can be drawn to for the practice as well. And that's what's really going to make it effective. If you just do it the other way, just coming for studies or reading or listening to audio, that's good, but you need to do the inner part also. And that's where the mysteries really get revealed, when there's a balance of the inner and the outer. There's a couple of other points, and then we're done for tonight. I was to emphasize that the communication system that is being set up within the classroom website, that this one will remain as the information website. So anyone interested in the program will be coming here to get information. They can read all the comments and all look at the videos, and then those who register will be taken to a new website. A separate website that has the course ability to register for the courses and go into the lessons and the whole thing. But I just want to emphasize that there will be, there's a question about that, there will be group communication, and also there will be individual and private communication when needed. So you can communicate with myself or Sabaja or the teacher for the particular lesson, and you can communicate with other students in that same classroom. And the other point was that there was another question that some of you have already given your interest in registering for the program. Like I say, the registrations will be open this weekend. Those of you who have expressed interest will be given priority because we are going to have the number capped probably at 15 or 20 to start, and then to see how the program goes, get out the bugs and the kinks and everything, and see if we can handle it with our time and everything, and then we will see if it's possible to open it up, or we may have to have it capped at a certain number, and then when people are finished with the program or they drop out or whatever, then we can allow other people to join. So we'll see how that's going to work out. And I think that that's all I had on my list. Sabrina, anything?
Just that we were contemplated perhaps having one live online Shetty meeting, not meeting, but worship, devotional worship, perhaps early in the wee hours of the morning, perhaps once a week or something like that. So if that's something you all would like to do to facilitate your consistency, let us know. Because of the time change, what we can perhaps do is perhaps we can make a video of it and then post online for those who are in different time zones and may do it at a different hour. So that's one possibility we are considering, so you can let us know if that would be something you would like to do. It would probably be very early in the morning before anyone would have to, so it's not to interfere with getting ready for work or things like that, for regular work hours. So maybe like at 5 in the morning or something like that, to 5:30.
Eastern time.
Eastern.
So that'll be a good time for the people in Europe and Africa, because it'll be middle of the day for them. It'll be, I'm not sure it'll be for like people in Australia, that kind of thing. But
again, we can perhaps post it on our.
Yeah, it can be posted, but
right. And then I think we have definitely the radio shows, the blog talk shows, and I think definitely those taking the program should make an effort to do those devotional programs on Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah, I showed the link for that already in the main site here.
Currently, the Sunday program actually is doing readings from the African Origins Volume 4, the Certain Resurrection as well. This course will go more in depth into beyond those readings, since it will be also utilizing the tapes.
It's taking a long time to come up. Okay, so open up for questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know if I can do it from here or if I have to. Let me find out before.
Audio settings, maybe, from meeting options.
Mute themselves by pressing *6.
Okay, if anyone has any questions, you can unmute yourselves. It says press *6 if you'd like to ask a question, or you can put it in the chat.
This is Teresa Holmes. Do you have a question?
I think her video was starting. Uja, the cap of 15 participants to start, is that per level or is it in total? And the answer is that it's total. It's in aggregate. It's like for all the levels put together. So it'd be like maybe 5 to 7 persons for each class. But I think we've been discussing. I think it's very possible that most of the people will be, even those who are have been a server for a while, will be starting level 2, because as I said, the mythic teaching is extremely important, and they may not have experienced that that particular teaching. So I will probably be directing them to that also. So it'll be for them as well as for those Shemsu in training as well. So it's going to be very dynamic. You should not think of the levels as like a set rigid thing for particular persons. It's going to be very dynamic. So it's going to be a range of things that are going to be given through there. So level 3 is actually going to be more narrowed. Under the working at one's pace, you mentioned a membership subscription fee. Has that been determined as yet? I think we're close to that. We're probably going to discuss that, announce that on Friday. But I think we're pretty much there. Anybody have any other questions? Do I know if there's a temple in Georgia? And the answer to that is Ni, yes, in Atlanta. You can contact us for the phone number and email to contact as well.
Oh, so we're doing the program there in December.
Yes, and we're going to be, for those of you who don't know, we're going to be doing our annual conference in Atlanta this year, actually about 3 weeks. We'll be there the last weekend in December. So you can call in or you can send an email and we'll give you the information on that. Those are on the phone. You can do *6, I believe, if you have a question.
Puja, Sebaima, Sebada. Can you hear me?
Uja, we can.
I'm just trying to determine, will all of the webinars be recorded if there are scheduling conflicts when you're not able to actually be at a webinar? I work often in the evening, and that may be in conflict with whatever the schedule for webinar.
Right. If you're talking about the webinars that will be done as part of the course itself, yes, as we're doing these, we're going to be recording them all. We hope everyone will be able to attend. We'll try to do it at the most convenient time, but they will be recorded. Actually, they will be required to be viewing anyway. But yes, they'll be recorded and they will be posted, just as these are. Question: if you are not able to get in the class, that's all I see here.
That's probably the question.
Like a statement. What? And are new, what should we do? If you're not able to get in the class and are new, what should we do?
Well, I think level 1 can probably take more students because it's we're not having that intensity meeting. So we'll. Cross that bridge.
So it does. See, we have to see how things go, how
Yeah,
things
they should
start.
actually register
We don't want to get
and
overwhelmed or anything,
right.
but Subhajaya is saying that it's very possible that we may be able to have more students in level 1 because the intensity of that classroom is not going to be as much. So we have to kind of study and see how many people want to register, and then kind of go through the process and see. But we're going to try to accommodate everyone. Yeah. Any other questions? Hey, you're welcome. Okay, if there are no other questions, I think we'll go ahead and conclude. This will be posted, like I say, in a few hours also, so you can go back and view it. Amaso paneter, saksumete paneter, adwanuma kedi paharu.
Amasuan paneter, saksuameten paneter, adorma kiriparu.
Give thyself to God, keep thyself daily for God, and let tomorrow be as today.
Give thyself to the goddess, keep thyself daily for the goddess, and let tomorrow be as today.
Om hatep, hatep, hatep.
Om hatap, hatap, hatap.
Hatep.
Hatap.
Do everyone.